Did you know that you are 8 times likely to have surgery if you get an MRI? But as we get older, 80% of the people who have no pain whatsoever will show rotator cuff tears, herniated discs, knee meniscal tears, degeneration, arthritis, and so much more. They have no pain. MRIs are often seen as the ultimate diagnostic tool, but there's some common misconceptions about MRI results that can lead to misinterpretation or overdiagnosis. Many people believe that MRIs can detect every possible issue, but that is not always the case. Research after research shows MRIs are not reliable. I mean, 90% of baseball pitchers have rotator cuff tears, yet they can pitch without problems. Think of it this way. As we age, we get wrinkles on our face. We may not like it, but there's no damage in our body with the wrinkles. Our bones, our ligaments, joints get normal aging, wear and tear, much like wrinkles on our face. It is normal. So why are we relying so much on MRIs? The problem is doctors have no time to spend with clients. So the first thing doctors want to do is, let's get an MRI and see what's going on. This mistake leads you down to an expensive path of procedures. So let me get into some case studies that we have seen in our office. We had clients that did everything, tried everything for their shoulder. Their MRI showed a rotator cuff tear, and we begged this person, please, please, please don't have the surgery, because there's a lot of things that can happen that create pain, that can mimic pain in the shoulder. Like 43.7% of all spine issues can present in the extremities. That's a lot. So when we're looking at like a shoulder issue, we've got to rule out the spine. And this client went and ended up having the rotator cuff tear, and we called her and just was checking up on her. And here's 4 months later, she's in even more pain than she was in when she had the surgery to begin with. And we told her, when you get to your low point, come in and see us, and someone's missing something. And she came in, and I'm like, we're ruling out the neck no matter what. Barely had neck, some neck stiffness, but no pain in her neck. And sure enough, we went and started mobilizing her neck, and her shoulder pain went away. 80% of it, her range of motion improved, and it wasn't a rotator cuff problem. We've had other people that had a meniscal tear as we get older. I'm telling you, 40 and above, it's very rare that a meniscal tear is causing your problems. And so this client had the MRI and said, yeah, I'm gonna have to have surgery. His wife's like, please, please, please come into the office. Came into our office, and we went and looked at him, and sure enough, there's things that can mimic a meniscal tear that is not a meniscal tear, that is something that we can totally solve. Well, we did. A visit later, he canceled his surgery, and he was like, oh my God, I feel so much better. We have other things like where people have like arthritis, and they were gonna have like a total knee replacement. They come in, it's like bone on bone, and sure enough, we're able to mobilize them, and they're back to all their activities, no problem. So just because it shows up on the MRI does not mean that it is that's actually what's going on. So here's the problem when you get an MRI. So the first problem is when you look at the research, it's not great. So like anywhere between 60 to 80% of people will show something, even though they're pain-free. Pain-free, nothing's going on with them, fully functional, able to do everything, 60 to 80%. And what happens is, as we get older, the number's a little bit smaller, and as we get younger, the number is a little bit smaller, and as we get older, that number will increase. And so when you get into your 50s and 60s, man, you're going to find all sorts of things, even if you're not you're pain-free. So you go in and you finally hurt, and they image you. Was that something that was already there? Yeah, probably. And so that's a big problem. Another problem is it's costly. Like if you just want to go and see what it is, you want to spend $1,500, that's fine. I go, but you can spend your $1,500 under someone else that can really truly evaluate you and see how the body moves and see what makes things better, what makes things worse, to kind of hone in on what it is. You'll have way better results, and it'll actually give you a game plan. You get an MRI, there's no game plan. Unless it's like, I'm not sure what kind of surgery it is, or we're pretty sure that you tore your ACL. Well, yeah, that's leading to, is it really or is it not? Do we need to have surgery? Do we not need to have surgery? An MRI is indicated there. But when it's I'm not really sure what it is, let's see what's going on, and it's not really going to give us any pathway of changing our mind and what we want to do, don't get it. An MRI is not going to help you. The other problem is that we always say in our office, where the side of the pain is often not where the source of the problem is coming from. So like I said, 43.7% of pain in the extremities, whether it's upper extremity or lower extremity in our legs, comes from our spine. So if we go in and we have someone that has elbow pain or hand pain, and we're like, oh yeah, let's just image that and see what's going on, but it's coming from their neck, you're missing the boat. And so, we've got to, again, figure out where's the source coming from. So these are all problems with an MRI. The other thing is MRI, you're lying down, unloaded. That's usually when people don't hurt as bad. And so you don't really see how the body moves and what's actually really going on. So what should you do instead? If you can get to a specialized physical therapist, now they need to be specialized, one that really understands the body, one that really can help put the pieces of the puzzle together, that's where you need to start, because they can start moving you and doing like testing, like, okay, we're going to move you here. Let's take baselines everywhere else and let's go retest those baselines. Oh yeah, you've improved here, you've improved here. So we know that this is the area that we have to focus on. And so we're very logical in how we go through everything. So if you can get to someone that really specializes in physical therapy, that's going to be your best bet on getting back to feeling your best. Now, they have things like, in our specialty, we are McKinsey based, and they have actual research with like Michelin tires where they went and only used McKinsey therapists, so that was basically the primary care doctor for the orthopedic injuries, went through the physical therapy. And when they went through physical therapists to determine, yeah, you're going to be fine, let's go do this, yeah, you can move on, you're going to probably need surgery, whatever the case, the physical therapist was the one that kind of dictated and ruled everything out. Michelin tires reduced their healthcare costs by 50%. Like, that's huge. You can reduce your healthcare costs by not getting an MRI and then getting injections and then being on medications and then potentially having to have surgery. If you can get to someone that understands what's going on, they're going to cut those costs. You're going to get back faster and you're going to feel your best. And you don't have to hear the doctor say, oh yeah, that's just what it is. It's just arthritis, because they went in and did surgery. I don't know how many times we've heard this before. It's even happened to me. I went and had a knee surgery thinking, okay, this is going to fix it. They go in and it didn't fix it. And they're like, yeah, you're 8 out of 10 arthritis. We had it happen to another person where we're like, no, this is not arthritis. But literally, it was an Olympic ski doctor at the time. Like, he did the Olympic ski team. And that's who this person went to. And they went in and they said, yeah, it's probably a meniscal tear. She was over 40, should have never had it. And they went in and it didn't work. And they said, yeah, you're bone on bone. And that's where your pain's coming from. Didn't say that before the surgery, but said it afterwards because they couldn't find anything. And in reality, she just had like a knee derangement that we just mobilized it. And she feels like, oh my God, this feels amazing. And that's all it was. And so getting to someone that understands the body is key in getting you back to feeling your best. Now, if you want to learn how you can work with us or you want some other resources, make sure you go into the description. We have a ton of resources there. I have a book that I wrote a year ago, really kind of explaining the body and how we can get to the source of the pain through patients, through patient stories. So you can kind of almost see yourself through that as well. So make sure you go into the description to check that out. And whatever your experience is with MRIs, comment below and tell us your experience. And if you have any questions, make sure you comment as well. Share this. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.